It's just a great day for the community, it's a great day for the family, and it's a great day for Sheriff Cribb. So I do want to welcome you on behalf of the Sheriff's Office and the other guests that are here for being here today and joining us in this occasion. The reason we're here, we're going to dedicate a highway to number one, our Sheriff, to number one, a resident of Pleasant Hill, a husband, a father, and a friend to all. That's who Sheriff Cribb was. And may we never forget the sacrifices that he gave to South Carolina and the Georgetown County. He's loved and he's missed. What I would like to do now is Lieutenant Matthew Grayson, lifelong friend of Sheriff Cribb's, come forward and give us a prayer to begin with.
God, but God, we come today, God, remember of Sheriff Lane Cribb, God, a great man, God, that you have taken away from us in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, God. We thank you for this highway that you name after him, God. In the name of Jesus Christ, remember his family, God, Craig and the rest of the kids, God, in a special way today, God. And as we drive down this highway, God, we remember what Sheriff Cribb have done for us, God, in the name of Jesus Christ, God. The memories that he did, God, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, God. And we thank you for Sheriff Lane Cribb in a special way, God. We thank you, we praise you, magnify and exalt you, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, God. We give all praise, all the glory belong to you, God, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. In Jesus' name we pray, God. Amen.
I'd like to introduce some guests that are here. We have a good contingent of sheriffs here from around South Carolina. Sheriff Cribb was very, very appreciative, and you know how much he loved you and the association, so thank you for being here. Our county council members, Lewis Chairman Morant, Vice Chair Lily Jean Johnson, Raymond Newton, Bob Anderson, Steve Goggins, thank you for what you do for this county and thank you for making this possible. Our state of South Carolina delegation, we have Senator Ronnie Sabb, Senator Stephen Goldfinch, Representative Carl Anderson, and Representative Lee Hewitt. Again, without any of you, this wouldn't happen. And to represent the delegation, I'd like Senator Steve Goldfinch to please come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank all of you for being here today for Sheriff Cribb. Senator Sabb wanted me to convey his condolences and regrets that he wasn't able to come. He's in a jury trial today and unfortunately could not get out and be with us. But we certainly are here on the side of the road with a lot of traffic for a reason. That reason is Sheriff Cribb and his dedication to the county and what he has done for all of us. Every single person that's sitting here, he's touched the life of in some way, shape, or form over the course of the last 30 years. And that's just an incredible tenure. I was actually on the phone with Carter a couple weeks ago. Somebody had said on the radio that the sheriff that was currently residing in Georgetown County, and he said the sheriff that was about 30 years ago. He mentioned the sheriff that was actually the sheriff 30 years ago on the radio rather than Carter at the time, and I called laughing about that. But it gave me the idea, the perspective that Lane served this county for such a long time, and he did such a great job. And then 30 years of public service do a lot of good, and he did. He used to tell me all the time when he would come to a podium or he'd come to an event, he came to a lot of fundraisers for mine, and I know everybody here that was in political office, he used to bring a little notepad with him. It looked like this, and he'd stand up there, and first thing he'd always tell everybody was, "I'm not a very good public speaker, y'all." And then he'd put the notepad down and he'd go to public speaking, and it'd be one of the best things you've ever heard. I wish I had that ability that Sheriff Lane Cribb had. He had the ability to connect with people on a personal level without saying a whole lot. He said a whole lot in a little bit of time and a little bit of words. Not what I'm doing here today, by the way. So thank you again for coming. Thank you on behalf of the state delegation. I'm honored to be here. I know we're all honored to be here and honored to have served alongside Sheriff Lane Cribb, our friend and our sheriff for almost 30 years? Almost 30 years, long time. Thank y'all so much.
Please can we just have another round of applause for Georgetown County Council and our state delegation. Our speaker today absolutely needs he's laughing. He needs no introduction. He is Mr. Pleasant Hill, and when Stephen and I were having a discussion about programs and speakers, there was never anyone that could represent Pleasant Hill and represent Sheriff A. Lane Cribb better than the lifelong commitment that RL's had to Pleasant Hill and Georgetown County and the lifelong commitment that he had as a friend to Sheriff A. Lane Cribb. So please, Mr. Port, take your time and come on up and say a few words.
You know, when talking to the sheriff here, I told him I wasn't no speaker. There's two things that Lane and I had in common. We both loved Pleasant Hill, and we could not speak. Lane could do this, and I could mumble. But anyway, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to thank Carter, the delegation, and all those who took part in making this happen for my friend Lane. Lane and I was good friends. We go back a long ways. He was a lazy little rascal, chubby. I would pick him up and carry him. We'd go camping with him with the Boy Scouts, and I had to get a bell after him just like I did the boys, because I really had a juvenile troop. And but there was one thing about Lane. Lane didn't want a job. Told me back when he got out of high school what he was going to do, and he never changed that from the first time we talked until he died. And that was one thing he told me: I'm going to be sheriff of Georgetown County. I'm not going to run, but I'm going to be sheriff. And he went on up to Columbia somewhere working, but he would call me 2 or 3 times a year and we would talk. And he would say, I'm just calling you to remind you, I'm going to be your sheriff. And so then when he finally filed, and he'd come over and called the force in my house, or he wasn't dead. So my wife made real good banana pudding. The Bass boys were kind of coordinating getting his first political speech campaign together in the country club in Georgetown, and I was supposed to help. So when they came and told me what they wanted banana pudding, dessert. Well, my wife made an extra banana pudding. And so I said, okay, I'll do that. How many people we looking at here? They said 500. Well, when I went home and told my wife, she first wanted to kill me, then she was going to divorce me. But anyway, we made it. I think she used 24 gallons of milk, and I forgot how much. But anyway, them big old dessert disposable trays, meringue about that high, it made 15 of them. And she told me if I ever do it again, she wasn't going to divorce me, she was going to kill me. I would have, they were cold. But anyway, Lane and I got along real good, and he had a lot of confidence. Then when he did file, as I went around over the county, for some reason they referred to him as my boy. The political establishment in Georgetown, they would tell me, your boy don't stand a chance. But my answer to them was, the vote hadn't been counted yet. And Lane won the election, and then he came and we talked. And anything that he went to do from the sheriff's office, like getting assistant, he would come up and talk to me. We talked real regular, and I appreciated the confidence he had in me. But he knew what I would tell him, how I felt, and he accepted it. And one thing about Lane, whatever he told you was a little key, but he meant it, he stuck to it. Somebody else come by, he wasn't gonna change. I mean, that was Lane. And I remember when this young man right over here was about that high. We was at a meeting, but he didn't. He was playing around wanting to go. And Lane, he needed to be in. I said, give me this boy. He and I went outside and played had a ball till it was over with. And Lane told the group, he said, well, he said, R.L. said, the only thing I can do when I get up is this. I mean, that was the craziest if you ever saw him talk. Me, I just mumbled. But anyway, Lane was, to me, a very close friend. And he left Pleasant Hill. Even when he got ready to move to Georgetown, he came to me and he said, look, he said, the beach is growing up and all that. Everybody tell me I need to be in Georgetown. I said, well, you know, I hate to see you go, but that's where you need to be. So he went. But I want to thank all of you for what he did. But he always called me and saved me on. But he would call me right after the midterm. And he said, now people are going to be calling you. Want to know that I'm running. So you tell them until they see my arms like this, I'm running. Even the last time when he was elected, this helped me. He still called me. And he said, look, they ask. Tell them they see this. I'm running. And so the Lord so fit to take him, but he was still in office. And got a good replacement, a group behind him. I saw Philip Thompson over there. There was no man he thought more of from the law enforcement than that gentleman. And it was great to see him here and all of y'all. So as you honor my friend and your friend, Lane Cribb. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Now you need to come in.
What we're going to do now is bring the family forward and do the unveiling of the sign. Two groups that don't get a lot of recognition is the South Carolina Department of Transportation. Thank you for being here today. Thank you also for making this happen. And the Georgetown County Transportation Commission. We have Chairman Tom Marchand here. And these are the people who do all the quiet work when they get the work done. So thank you for being here. And if the family will come forward, we'll do the unveiling.
I would like to ask Craig Henry to come up, and Al and Christina, if they're here. Yeah, thank you. And I want to thank the delegation for allowing us this opportunity to make this presentation. And Mr. Poet, thank you for your remarks, sir. I'd like to present this one to you, ma'am, on behalf of the CTC Committee and the General Assembly, and this one to the family. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. God bless you, and thank you for Sheriff Cribb.
But we're going to let the family get some photos, or anyone else that would like to commemorate the day. And again, from the bottom of our heart, the Georgetown County Sheriff's Office, thank you for being here.